So, we are prepared for something great. Now, we are not just doing this feast just to do it. We have to be mindful when we do SUKKOT, because if we are not careful, we can start acting just like the Jews did, or Hebrews did, during Mashiach's time, where they just came together for a feast, say a feast. It turned so much into the feast, they started calling it the Day of the Jews, or the Feast of the Jews, or the Feast of the Hebrews, taking out the meaning of each feast. So we have to be mindful that as we do these feasts, as we do each and every feast, we are grabbing something out of it. And not only are we grabbing something out of it, but we are using application. Say application. Application. We are applying it to our lives. So we are taking something from what we have learned, whether we was here 2 days, 3 days, 1 day, whether it's fellowship, whether it's unity, but we are taking that back and implementing these things that we have learned into our families. Hallelujah. Because remember, it's going to start with families. Right? Because families build up the assembly. The assembly build up the tribe. The tribe build up the nation. But it starts at home. It starts at home. That is your first ministry. I may be a boy, but my first duty is to be a husband, father, and everything else falls in place. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yeah, that's how it goes. That's the order the Most High set it up for it to be. I can be out here teaching, and I'm horrible to my wife, or I'm a bad father. There is an order. Say an order. So my household got to be in order, and then the Most High will set His house in order. Hallelujah. But if each one of us are applying these things in our home, we're coming together in unison, and that's how we get all on one accord and be of like-mindedness. Hallelujah. Alright, man, I'm talking. Let's get into it. Let's go. Let's lay a foundation. Say, lay a foundation. Now, the Houston Rebirth, they understand I love laying a foundation. Because anytime you're building something, you have to have a foundation. Because if you don't have a strong foundation, what happens? It falls. It falls. Right? Mashiach talked about that. You need a solid foundation. So let's build. Leviticus chapter 23, verses 39 and 44. Also, in the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, ye shall keep a feast or a moed. Say a moed. Feast or a moed unto Yahweh 7 days. On the first day shall be a Shabbat. Say a Shabbat. And on the 8th day shall be a Shabbat. Say a Shabbat. And ye shall take you on the first day the boughs of goodly trees. Pay attention to the trees. Branches of palm trees. Say palm trees. Palm trees. Boughs of thick trees. Say thick trees. Thick trees. Willow of the brook. Say willows. Willows. And ye shall rejoice. Say rejoice. Rejoice. Rejoice before Yahweh your Elohim 7 days. So that means while we are here, what are we supposed to be doing? Rejoicing. So just because they didn't have what you liked yesterday for food, you still rejoice. They still rejoice. You could go to bed hungry, but you better still rejoice. Say rejoice. Rejoice all the days, 7 days. And he shall keep it a moed or feast unto Yahweh 7 days in the year. And it shall be a statute until tomorrow. Just until Mashiach comes. Forever. Say forever. And I tell Houston Rebirth, I looked up forever. Forever means what? That means forever. Forever in your generations ye shall celebrate it in the 7th month. Ye shall dwell in booths 7 years. All that are Israelite born shall dwell in the booths. That your generation shall know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am God, who are your Elohim. Let's lay another layer of foundation. Deuteronomy chapter 16, verses 13 through 15. Need some time to get there. Deuteronomy 16, 13 through 15. You don't know, Deuteronomy is the 5th book. Last book of the Torah. Yeah. Let me show me somebody. I'll give you time to get there. Verse 13. Read this and hallelujah. Thou shalt observe the feast of Moab and Tabernacles 7 days. After that thou hast gathered in thy corn and in thy wine, and thou shalt rejoice in thy Moab feast, thou and thy son and thy daughter and thy manservant and thy maidservant and the Levite and the stranger. Say the stranger. And the fatherless and the widow that are within thy gates. So, yes to the stranger, yes to the fatherless, yes to the widow, but you have to lead with in the gate. You got to be amongst us. You got to be part of Israel. One way to show you are part of Israel, of course, accepting Mashiach, but also following his commandments. He followed his commandments. Mashiach said, who is my mother, my father, my sister, my brother, but them that do the will of the Father. Hallelujah. 7 days I shall keep a solemn feast unto Yahweh Elohim in the place which Yahweh shall choose, because Yahweh thy Elohim shall bless thee in all thy increase, in all the works of thy hand. Therefore thou shalt surely rejoice. Let's build. Moed is another word for feast, which means appointed time. Say appointed time. These are the things that belong to our feast. These are the times when we come and meet with the Most High. The Most High has always been doing this ever since the beginning. Say the beginning. He had a meeting time with who? Adam. Say Adam. He went looking for Adam. Because Adam was not where he was supposed to be at the right time. It's not that the Most High didn't know where Adam was, because his eyes go to and fro. He knows all things. But Adam was not in the place where he was supposed to be at the time when he was supposed to be. That's why it's very important for us to follow the commandments to the T. Hallelujah. It's not that you are going to be perfect. You may fall. But thank the Most High, he said, if we sin. Say if we sin. Now we know sin is the transgression of the law. So if we transgress against the law, we have an advocate. Say an advocate. His name is Yahshua HaMashiach, and we can go to the Father through him boldly. Say boldly. We are charged to keep the Moeds forever. Why? Because the Moeds help us to better understand Yah's plan for man. By following these Moeds, we understand what the Most High was doing in the past. We understand what he is doing now, and we will better understand prophecy on what he will do in the future. Say the future. So, it is very important for us to follow these moeds so that we will better understand the plan that Yah has set up for men. Hallelujah. Spring moeds. We know them as what? What's the first one? Passover, Pesach. What's the second? Unleavened bread. What's the third? First fruits. Then we have Shavuot, or Pentecost. I'm sorry, let me cover my shirt and side note, you know, my hockey is coaching. So, now understand the spring moeds. They ushered in Mashiach. They spoke on his life. He died on what? Passover on Pesach. Right? Rose on what? No. First fruit. Right? When did the Ruach fall? Shavuot. Pentecost. The only feast day that Christians seem to keep. But they don't follow the law. But they keep that feast day. And then when you tell them it's a feast day, they don't even realize it's a feast day. Some of them, if you tell them it's a moed or a feast day, they'll stop keeping it. That goes to show that they're following. We can't pick and choose what we want out the world. It's not a buffet, right? You have to eat everything that's on the plate. Hallelujah. So the spring moeds, it shows us what Mashiach did. And on Pentecost, the Ruach fell. The fall moeds shows Mashiach's return. Say his return. While the spring moeds point to him coming the first time, the fall moeds shows the second coming. Say the second coming. Trumpets, they announce his return. One of the reasons why we blow the shofar, one is for what? The assembly. We do that during this moed. We've been doing it. And it's been powerful. In so much that a park ranger or Texas ranger, whatever the ranger was, Texas ranger. What's up, one of them? So I got a lot of police out here in Texas. We just got one police in New York. We got state troopers in there, but y'all got, I never knew. Some of y'all might laugh. I did not know Texas Rangers were real. I didn't know. Somebody told me, hey man, if you come across a Texas Ranger, man, just act accordingly. I was like, man, if I come across a Texas Ranger, you better get out my face. Talking about some Chuck Norris. They were like, no, that's real, man. I said, what? The Chuck Norris stuff? I said, yeah. I said, get out of here. But, you know, Texas is your own state. Hallelujah, I love Texas. Now, the blowing of the shofars got the park rangers' attention. We go over to gather in Israel. He came over just to see what we were doing. Not in a bad way either. He was very curious about what was happening. He started asking us, what was the horns? What were they made out of? Where did you get them from? Wow, y'all real good at blowing them. Why? Because the shofars are a sound, not only for Israel gathering, but to all the nations, letting them know that judgment is coming. So, when he gets home, and he talks to his family, he's going to let them know, hey, there's a bunch of Hebrews out there, black Hebrews too, baby. Blowing the shofar. What does that mean? Now, if he has some type of Christian belief or whatever, he's going to go to the Bible and find that when the Hebrews blow the shofar, the other nations better get ready. Say, better get ready. Because we are not only announcing his return, we are announcing the judgment of the coming Mashiach. Because when he comes back, he is mad. Say, he mad. And he's furious. And he's going to be killing something. He's going to be killing some folks. See, somebody, people, you know that. It's not the white Jesus that been on the posters with the blue eyes that was smiling when he was hugging when he come back. Nah, she going like, yo, watch out real quick. I'll hug you later. I'm about to kill everything. He coming. Not behaving. Yeah, he coming. 4 feast days. Atonement, say atonement. Atonement help us to prepare for judgment. Showing you the 4 feast days. Because now that we don't blow the shofars, we don't warn not only other nations, but also Israel. Because all Israel ain't Israel. So we got to warn the heathens. That's the more. Hallelujah. Just make sure y'all win. So after we do that, we have to prepare. That's what atonement is about. It's about setting aside, making sure you are ready for his return. Now that you warn the people, get ready. Don't even get ready. Be ready. Say be ready. Then the last we have is SUKKOT, which we are celebrating now. It is the gathering of Israel and the time when he, Yah, will come down and dwell in his Hallelujah. Understand, while we are in SUKKOT right now, the Most High is here right now. He's here right now, dwelling with his people. I don't know if you've been on a baptism, but the water's been stirred. Right? Because we had a lot of ancient people that wanted to get baptized. Say, I can't wait to Shabbat. I need it now. They just like the you and the Philip was like, yo, brother. So you told me all this. So what's hindering me from being baptized? Now, let me tell y'all something. I was kind of hindering on going out there in that water. Because the only water I step foot in is pool water. Because pool water is safe water. Because down there in Texas, y'all snakes swim. I don't know how they swim, but they swim. I've never seen a snake in my life. I don't plan on seeing a snake. I don't care how long I'm living here, I don't mess with snakes. Yes, as he always says, I'm from New York, right? So, understand, that was a big step for me, to step foot. In that dark water. But the Most High spoke through Mama back there. She said, hey, but you can't be buried now. He give you this. I said, you're right, Mama. And Mama would get on me all. Mama, you make sure, boy, you better, you know what I'm saying? So I had to go out there and step foot in the water. So if I can do it, anybody can. Hallelujah. Because I made it clear to the assembly before I got here. I said, listen, I'm not baptizing right now in the water. The other warriors out here, I will be at the shore to exit you out. But the Most High had different plans when I got here. Hallelujah. So SUKKOT is about the gathering of Israel in the time when Yah comes and meets with his people. So understand, SUKKOT is also about us as Israel coming together. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. We always talk about the 2 sticks coming together. But the 2 sticks can't come together if 1 stick don't come together. Hallelujah. So we have to make sure we are in unison, on one accord, pushing forward. Judah, right? So SUKKOT is also about being helpers of one another, right? Learning to depend on one another, right? So if I'm in my tent and I see a tent fall over, I'm not in my tent right, oh, they should take that down a little bit more. Right? I'm coming out of my tent and I'm making sure the brother or sister that's on the side of me is okay. Because that's what SUKKOT is about. Hallelujah. Because SUKKOT was about, or is bringing into remembrance of how God brought the children out of Egypt into the promised land. And he kept them in the wilderness. But it's also reminding us of how Israel depended not only on God, but on one another during this time. So we got to get that in our mindset, Israel. We have to depend on one another. No strife. Now, there was some strife when the kickball game went on. Right? For some reason. No, it wasn't on real strife. I don't want you to think it's real strife. We explained. But it got a little intense. And so much that the kids started looking back. Like, ain't they adults? So we have to bring it back. You know, it's cheaters out there. I'm not talking about nobody specific. How you doing? How you doing? But SUKKOT is about depending on one another, fellowshipping with one another, enjoying one another. Hallelujah. Not talking about one another, not backbiting one another, not going behind each other now. Oh, look at this, I choose. How about you giving your shoes? That's what SUKKOT is about. See, we talk about Acts chapter 2, right? If I ask people about Acts chapter 2, the majority would say, I asked them, what happened in Acts chapter 2? Oh, it's when the Ruach fell and they didn't speak in different languages and such. But nobody talks about the verse that said no one lacked amongst themselves. Why? One of the main reasons why the Ruach fell is because they were on one accord. How did they get on one accord? Easy. They came together. They didn't just come together and pray. Oh, let's all just pray together and say kumbayas. Oh, the Ruach will fall. No, they were all of like mind. One purpose. Hey, what you need? Hey, coaching, what you need? Hey, I got this. I'm not using it here. I got this. All were in unison. Say unison. And no one lacked amongst one another. Why? Because they were on one accord. Hallelujah. Let me keep going. Tabernacles. Past, now, and future. Now we know in the past, I don't have to bring up the script, but we know Israel kept tabernacles in the past. Hallelujah. We see it since they're coming out of Egypt. Hallelujah. We are required to keep them now. Everybody else here understands that because they are here, right? But we are also required and will be required to keep them in the future. Hallelujah. When that time comes, you ain't got to worry about no full moon, no new moon, no this day or sunrise or sunset, because Mashiach will give you what it is. Hallelujah. Whatever he says, that's what it's going to be. Hallelujah. And none of these super boos better not try to get up in there if they make it and try to debate the Mashiach. You know what I'm saying, man? It's son out of here. He's out of it. Hallelujah. Zechariah chapter 14, verse 16 through 19. Showing you how we are to keep it in the future. We will be keeping tabernacles in the future. Zechariah 14, starting at the 16th verse. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is left of some nations, all nations, I do that just to make sure you follow, because I can say anything, right? Of all nations. So this is a future prophecy where we're going to see all nations, say all nations, keeping the feast. Of all nations which came against Jerusalem shall even go up from year to worship the King, Yahuwah of hosts, and keep the Moed or Feast of Tabernacles. And it shall be that whoso will not come up of all the families, say all, that be mad because Gentiles come to the feast days. So you mean to tell me Gentiles can come to the feast days in the past, they can come in the future, but they can't come now? How, Sway? Say how, Sway? And if the family of Egypt go not up and come not, they have no rain. Say no rain. That's key. I'm talking about that on the next lesson. About the latter rain and the former rain. That's very important. They shall have no rain. There shall be the plague wherewith Yahuwah will smite the heathen that come not up to keep the feast of Tabernacles. This shall be the punishment of Egypt and the punishment of all nations. Say all nations. Even you, Israel. Yep. All nations that come not up to keep the feast of Tabernacles. Everybody. So, we see, we kept it in the past, we keep it now, and we will, everyone will be required to keep it in the future. No, ain't gonna be no Christmas. Ain't gonna be no Santa Claus, ain't gonna be no Thanksgiving. It will only be the times of Yah, the Moeds, the feast days. That's why we do these things, because we are practicing for what's to come. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Revelation chapter 21, verse 3. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of Yah is with men, and he will dwell with them. Say, he will dwell with them. And they shall be his people, and Yah himself shall be with them and be their Elohim. Tabernacles. We are going to look at tabernacles both from the Hebrew definition and the Greek definition. Hallelujah. Hebrews, I'm sorry, to tabernacles in the Tanakh. Short word H5521. Blue letter Bible is a very good tool if you don't know. Get the blue letter Bible. H5521 means a hut or a lair, translated booth, den, or tabernacle. Some of the scripture references for that is Leviticus 23:34, Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 13 and 16, and Zechariah, which we just read, verses 16 through 18. That's just some scriptures. You can find many more. This moed took place. When this moed took place, all of the harvest was gathered. Say all of the harvest. We're going to go more in depth with that tomorrow. All of the harvest was gathered in. Israel would then build booths and do what? Rejoice. Say rejoice. So don't be walking around here with no sad face and sad look, right? We are rejoicing. We having fun. When I say fun, we're not forgetting about the Most High, but we are enjoying one another. Hallelujah. Why? Because we understand this is only temporary. Right? Because one day we're going to be in our own land doing the Feast of Tabernacles. Hallelujah. So just in that we should rejoice and rejoice. Don't think about what's going on when you get back. Don't think about, man, I got to build you. Man, I got to do this when I get home. Live in the moment, Israel, and rejoice. The Most High has set aside these times for you. These are the days that belong to our peace. That's why when we were in the church, whoever was, if you was, you just felt like it was going good. I mean, man, I'm in the church, it's going good, but it just seemed like you couldn't make a break to a certain point. It just seemed like it was a glass ceiling. Because you were in a system that gave you just enough to survive, but not enough to live. So they told you, accept Mashiach. They were right about that. Accept it. But they threw out the law of the Most High. They threw out the feast days. They threw out the moeds. They threw out the things that belong to your peace. And it seems, now that you're over here, some of those things you struggle with, you don't struggle with no more. And notice I said some, because the other some is probably our fault. Say it's our fault. Sometimes we struggle because we don't utilize the keys. Say the keys. You know, keys are very important. I'm going to go on. Keys are so important. You know, a little key. Say a little key. A little key can open up a $5 million house. You know that? You know, a little key. Say a little key. A little key can start a $500,000 car. A little key. Some doors are not going to be open in our lives until we start utilizing the keys. Say the keys. Always hear this is there. You ever been home, parents, and you don't gave your kids keys to get in the house? You upstairs chilling, relax. They got the key in their pocket, but they decide to knock on the door. They decide it's more convenient for you to get out of your comfortability, come all the way downstairs, and open the door when the key is right in their pocket. Most of us ain't going downstairs. We gonna yell from the window, you know, moms back in the day. You show up, keys. I'm not coming down there. Some things you've been praying for, asking the Most High for, say, I'm not doing that. Use the keys that I've given you. One of the keys is faith. Say faith. Another key is obedience. Say obedience. If you utilize those two keys, there are a lot of doors that can be opened in your life. But if you don't use the keys, they're not going to open. Years to go on. One day I was going in my house, right? My wife's smiling because I always tell the story, baby. And you know, me just being the man, we came from the grocery store. So, you know, I'm going to get all the bags. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? At one time. Say one time. You know. Us men don't like making 2 trips, man. So, I don't care. You know, your fingers be like this after you. Then you know, you got all the bags, you grab all the chips and the bread, and you got canned goods and orange juice, and you know. So I got all the bags, and my wife had, I think she had my daughter at the time. And you know, my wife just forgot about me at the time. She didn't usually do. She ran in the house, closed the door. And you know, I didn't know she closed the door, so I got all the bags in my hand. Because you know, you just want to get them all, your fingers hurt, but you want to run there, put them down, and you know, come on man, we don't act like they don't hurt, we don't put it down real easy. But inside our hands is like, So, I get to the door, and I'm like, oh man, you know, my wife gonna shut the door. I got my key in my pocket. And I guess my wife went in the back room or something, but she couldn't hear. She forgot about me. I forgave her, you know. She forgave me. She forgot about me. And yeah, I was mad at her. You know, I'm kicking with a little anger because I'm mad, you know. Because I don't want to look weak and drop the bag. That's why I'm really mad. So like, hurry up, open the door so I can put him down smooth. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm like here in the kitchen. I'm doing the call, yo, babe, you know what I'm saying? So, she didn't come to the door. In the midst of that, I'm trying to go in my pocket and get the key to open the door. I ended up getting the key, but I could not put the key in the thing. The reason why I couldn't put the key in the thing is I was still holding on to the bag. Then I realized, if I really want this door open, I need to drop the bags and use the key, right? The pride won't let me, because I was like, I was strong enough to do it. So it took me like 11 or 12 times. That pride, it come before 4. Hallelujah. So I was like, man, I could do this, man. But I was like, yo, you know what? Ain't nobody looking. Let me put these, I put the bags out. But I was able to use the key with ease. So I'm saying some keys you may have to use, but you can't put them in the door until you drop some baggage in your life. You can't try to put the key in some doors and still hold on to baggage. There's some people we gotta separate from, Israel. Some things we gotta stop doing, Israel. There's some places we gotta stop going, Israel. Why? Because you are a holy people, a royal priesthood that's set aside, sanctified, set apart. That means you're not going to look right doing what everybody else do, because the Most High has called and chosen you to do something different. I tell my kings all the time, bro, when you go to school, don't be surprised you don't fit in, because you wasn't called for that. You was called to be a leader, to be different. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Tabernacles. During the time of tabernacles, they would take different trees and different trees. The trees they would take was the palm tree, the olive tree, the willow tree, the myrtle tree, and different other trees. But I just grabbed these out, and there's other meanings to it. And make booths out of these trees. I'm not like, what? Now I got a tip. There wasn't no tips back there you buy from. Right? They built tips, but they built tips out of trees and the products around. Hallelujah. Each tree had a symbolic meaning behind it. The palm tree meant victory. The willow tree meant weeping. The myrtle meant joy. And the olive tree meant anointing. And if you study and look into it, some Israel during the time, they will always pick the myrtle tree and the olive tree more than anything. Some will pick the willow tree. But you gotta understand, that was not a time for weeping. It was a time for what? Rejoicing. Yeah. Enjoying the Most High. And what he did in remembrance of what he did when he brought Israel out of Egypt. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Nehemiah chapter 8, verse 14 and 15, we'll give you a script on that. And they found written in the law, which Yahuwah had commanded by Moses, that the children, now understand, Israel, if you didn't know, this is not the first time that we lost the law. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I know back in the Bible days, they forgot the law, they found it, and then they adjusted their lives to it. Right. Hallelujah. And they found written in the law. Okay. And they found written in the law, which Yahuwah had commanded by Moses, that the children of Israel should dwell in booths in the feast of the 7th month. And they shall publish and proclaim in all their cities and in Jerusalem, saying, go forth unto the mount and fetch olive branches and olive branches, pine branches, myrtle branches, palm branches, and branches of the fig trees to make booths, as it is written. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Tabernacles was and is also a remembrance of how the Most High kept it when he brought him out of Egypt. Now, understand that. Don't just look at that. Let me repeat that. Tabernacles was a remembrance of how the Most High brought Israel out of Egypt. So, Tabernacles is in what month? The 7th month, right? They came out of Egypt in what month? The first month. of the person. The end, which we'll talk about tomorrow, the end reminded them of the beginning. The end reminded them how they became a nation. That's why the Most High said in Isaiah 46:10 that he tells the end, or he tells the beginning from the end. So every time they do this tabernacle, it would always bring them back to the remembrance of the Passover, of Mashiach, of what Mashiach or us now, and what Mashiach has done. It should always point back to him, the lamb that was slain. Hallelujah. So, and I will go more in depth on that tomorrow, because you gotta understand there were civil months and sacred months within Israel. And sometimes it will, let me not even get to that. Tabernacles, G4637. We're looking at the Hebrew and the Greek. It means tent or cloth. It's translated habitation of tabernacle. Scripture reference, Luke chapter 16 and 9, Acts 7 and 43. It is used, this term, tabernacles, is used of the body of Mashiach. John chapter 1 verse 14, it said, remember, it said in the beginning was the Word, verse 1, right? And the Word was with Yah, and the Word was Yah. He was in the beginning with Yah, all things were made through him, and without him, nothing was made that was made, right? And then it says in verse 14, that same word dwelt among us. Say dwelt. Dwell. That word dwelt means tabernacle. Say tabernacle. That Mashiach, or the Word, became flesh and tabernacle among us. So, we see this term tabernacle being used as the body of Mashiach. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Tabernacles, it also speaks of the time when Yah will come down to earth to tabernacle with his people. We talked about that earlier. Revelation 21 and 3. I heard a great voice saying, behold, the tabernacle of Yah with men, and he will dwell with men, and they shall be his people, and he shall be a God. He shall be Elohim himself, shall be with them, and they shall be their Elohim. So we see how tabernacles is also referred to the body of Mashiach and of the time that the Most High will come down. He's down here now, dwelling with us, but even in future tense, he will come down and dwell with us. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Peter, or keeper, used it when speaking of his body. 2 Peter chapter 1, verses 13 and 14. He said, yea, I think it meet as long as I am in this tabernacle. Say tabernacle. Tabernacle. This temporary dwelling. Understand? To stir you up by putting you in remembrance, knowing that shortly I must put all. Say put all. Put all. Just like when we put up in tents, we got to put all this tabernacle, even as Yeshua HaMashiach has shown. Shaul also said the same thing. 2 Corinthians 5, verses 1 through 5. For we know that if our earthly house of this tabernacle, say tabernacle, the earthly house of this tabernacle will dissolve, we had a building of Yah. We'll get to it. And house not made with hands, eternal in the heavens, for in this we groan earnestly. I mean, we groan. I groan because I can't wait to get out this body, to get the new body with Mashiach. Hallelujah. Come on now, let's just take the body. Act like you don't groan. Come on. For in this we groan earnestly, desiring to be clothed upon with our house, which is from where? Heaven. Say heaven. Or Yah. Right now we're dwelling in a temporary dwelling, but we groan and wait for the original or the perfect dwelling place for us. Hallelujah. If so be that, being clothed, we should not be bound naked. For we that are in this tabernacle, say tabernacle, do groan, being burdened, not for that we will be unclothed, but clothed upon. That mortality must be swallowed up in life. So we see the tabernacle being used in the Tanakh, and we see the tabernacle being used in the Rebirth. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. So, let's get what my uncle said yesterday, the other day. Learn, what you saying? Not learning, what you say? After they go through a slide, we learning what? Check on learn. Check on learn. Alright, let's go. Tabernacles reminding Israel after Egypt that Egypt was not their home and that they were looking for a city or land that God had promised. Let me repeat that. Tabernacles reminded Israel after the Exodus that Egypt was not their home. You know, you had some brews within the camp that wanted to go back to Egypt. Why do they want to go back to Egypt?
Comfortable.
Let me show you something. It is more easier to live as a slave than it is a free man.
They tell you what to do.
You know why? Because when you're a slave, you don't have to worry about getting food because your master will feed you. You don't have to worry about getting clothes. That's going to make sure you got something on. You don't have to worry about keeping electricity on. That's going to make sure if you got to be streets and do this. He going to make sure you're living healthy and well to a certain aspect to make sure you can work for him. But when you're free, you got to figure out how to get all those things on your own. So some people are more comfortable with being a slave than they are being free. Why? Because slavery is more comfortable to them. That's why Bruce in this land had that mentality of welfare. Because of the slavery we went through, the master always gave us things, so we think this new master, which is the welfare and the child support system, is supposed to give us things. Hallelujah? Hallelujah. It depends on the system. That's why you have a lot of women that will push. We was talking about this the other day amongst us. They'll push the man out of the home, push the man out of the home, so that the system can become their man. Because that system will say, listen, if you get that man out your house, I'll give you food, I'll give you some money, I'll pay for your children while you go to school, I'll pay for that. I will be your man if you let or take away and push that man away. Same thing. So some people have a mentality of wanting to stay being a slave because they feel like slavery is more comfortable than free. Harriet Tubman made a statement. She said, yo, I could have freed, in my lifetime, I freed 1,000 slaves. But I could have freed thousands of more only if they knew that they were slaves. As covenant people. So, we just read, Tabernacle reminded Israel after the Exodus that Egypt was not their home, right? And that they were looking for a city or land that promised. As covenant people, we must also understand that this Egypt is not our home. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Our home meaning, and we should also look towards a city that God has prepared for us. We're doing that same practice, Israel. Hebrews chapter 11, verses 10 and 16. For he looked for a city which had foundation. Now you know Hebrews 11, we call it the faith chapter, right? This is talking about Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and all that died in the faith. For he looked for a city which had foundations, whose builder and maker is who? Yah, say Yah. Through faith, also Sarah herself received strength and conceived a seed and was delivered of a child. She was fascinated because of judgment. I didn't put that in there. Therefore, spring there. Hold on. Let me see. Let me start at verse 13. These all died in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off, and were persuaded of them, and embraced and confessed them, that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth. For they that say such things, they declare plainly that they seek a country. So they seek a country. And truly, if they had been mindful of that country from which they came out, they might have had opportunity to have returned. But now, say now, now they desire a better country that is in heavenly ones, wherefore Yah is not ashamed to be called their Elohim, for Yah prepared for them a city. So just like Israel when they came first out of Egypt, their mindset was, they had to get the mindset, Egypt is not our home. The Most High has prepared us for home. We just have to get there. How do we get there? By utilizing the keys. Say the keys. Keys. What's the two keys? Faith and obedience. Revelation 14 and 12. Here's the patience of the saints. Those that keep the commandments of Yah, obedience, and have faith in Mashiach. Faith. Utilize the two keys. Because a lot of Israel that left out of Egypt didn't make it into the land. Moses didn't even make it into the land. And I will be doggone if I'm going to be alone. Nobody is making me miss the promise. I'm more like Joshua. Oh, wait, you see? I kill anything. Because Joshua knew I'm not missing the promised land for you. Yeah. Moses did. Moses was a little weaker. Joshua was like, nah, bro, not me. Kill it. Nah, kill their toys, everything. Sorry. Right? Joshua wasn't this flaky guy. He was a warrior. Say warrior. So, we have to have that same thing. Tabernacles in the Borealis. And we're going to wrap up. Tabernacles reminded us that tabernacles were only temporary dwelling places that were yet to come. As covenant keepers, we must also understand that our physical bodies are only temporary tabernacles. See, temporary tabernacles. We will have to put them off. We have to put off this body to get a new body that is to come. Hallelujah. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verses 1 through 5. For we know that if our earthly house of this tabernacle were dissolved, we had a building of Yah. Say a building of Yah. A house not made with hands, eternal in heavens. For in this we groan earnestly, desiring to go upon with our house which is from heaven. If so be that, being clothed, we should not be found naked. We read that earlier. Go down to the last verse, verse 5. Now he that hath brought us for the selfsame thing is Elohim, who also have given us the earnest of his rule. So understand this, Israel, that you are dwelling in a temporary dwelling right now. So, SUKKOT should be kept daily. Say daily. Even though we come together in unison to keep it and fellowship amongst one another. On the 8th and final day, after you leave here and drive home, you should continue to keep SUKKOT. Hallelujah. Because this is a temporary dwelling. And while we dwell in our temporary dwellings, just like our tent outside, some of us, as our brewers do, I went by some tents, but they got it set up. Say set up. Man, they got sofas, they got carpet, they floor, don't even feel like the ground. And they move, it comes back and go forward. Why? Because they want to feel like they are what? At home. So they're setting up this temporary dwelling because they want to feel comfortable and they're preparing themselves. If my home is going to be like this, then I'm going to have this set up like this. Same energy with this earthly body. Prepare yourself in this temporary dwelling, knowing that you will soon receive a new dwelling that's not temporary, but eternal. Say eternal. So, while everything that we learn here at SUKKOT, we have to start keeping SUKKOT all throughout the year, Israel. I'm dwelling in this temporary dwelling, so if I see my brother or sister struggling with something, because I learned that SUKKOT is about loving one another, coming together, depending on one another. While I'm in this temporary dwelling, I'm going to learn to depend on the eye. That's the sign. Because it's not just lessons we learn. We're not just learning how to just survive in the wilderness. There are principles, say principles. Principles we must adhere to and apply them to our life. Because, Israel, if you just come in here just to hear a word, you come in here just to feel good, just to fellowship, laugh, play, you might as well go back to church with all that. Because this is a culture thing. This is life. Say life.
Life.
We don't go home and put on the whole roof aside. We are walking this thing out. Some of us bring a church mentality over into this world thinking that we can get by because we got by in Christianity. That was the Most High's grace He was giving you. But now that we're walking in these commandments and we in covenant with the Most High, oh, you better take this walk as serious as you can. There's one thing the Most High don't play with is broken covenants. So if you have decided in your mind that you are going to make a covenant with the Most High, do what He said, do. Because now is the time. Israel, we're moving into a new season. Mm-hmm. We're moving into a new time where the rebels are getting ready to be exposed. Mm-hmm. Anything that we're doing on the side, for one, we should got to fix before we even came to SUKKOT. Because that's what Paul was talking about. When he said some of y'all come to the table on word. Some of us come to the table on word. We can't be having stuff on the side and think we just come to the feast days of the Moeds and boom, everything is good. No, we have to walk this thing out. I can't be up here teaching to you and I'm cheating on my wife on the side. It ain't gonna happen. I can't be up here teaching to you, but I got a whole different lifestyle outside here. It ain't gonna happen. Because the Most High says, you know now, line is being drawn, judgment must begin first in the house of Yahuwah. So while we all focusing on the judgment of the Gentiles, make sure you got your stuff fixed, because before the Gentiles get it, you, say you, say me, you. If I don't got my stuff right, I'm gonna get it before they get it. So dwell carefully in these temporary dwellings, this flesh, this old man here, this temporary dwelling. Dwell carefully, Israel, and know them that labor amongst you. Separation has to happen. Some of us are waiting for the Most High to separate people from us. You have to separate from certain people. The Most High is giving you ability to do it. You know how you do it? Just call him and say, yo, this is me. Hey, man, I can't rock with you no more, man. Wait, what? Yeah, bro, I mean, just what it is, man. I mean, if you need something, you call me, but listen, man, don't call me like that, but call me if you need something. Hey, I give y'all a true story. I called one of my friends like that, right? Yeah. I had to tell him.
Embarrassing.
Hey, because I realized he was a spiritual crackhead. Well, Spiritual cracking. That's a person that comes around you just to get a fix. Right? They play the facade, but they out doing everything that's against Torah. But when they get around you, they want to talk about scripts. They want to get built up. But then when they leave 3 days later, their high die down, and they want to come back to you and get a fix. I told them, man, I ain't your pusher. Either you gonna live this thing, or bro, you gotta go elsewhere. Because if you with me, and people see you with me, if you doing it, they automatically think I'm doing it. So you not your name is not gonna tarnish my name. So get your stuff together, bro, or brother, just don't call me no more. I love you, but don't call me anymore. Why? Because my life, my name, depended on that. You know how important the name is? What does name mean?
Character, authority, reputation, skin. Separate the direction. Skin in the middle.
You think I talk angry? I don't think I talk angry. Yeah, he talk aggressive. Yeah. So, you know how important a name is? A name is very important. A name is important because by signing your name to a certain document, somebody could approve or no. Just based off of your name. Say your name. The Most High values names so much. And this is one of the reasons why he requires you to walk if you're going to claim that you have his name on you. Because he wants to utilize your name to show people who he is. For example, when the Most High came to people in the Bible days, he didn't just come and say, hey, what's up? I'm Elohim. What's up? Because they didn't like Elohim who? But he made it specific. He said, I'm the Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Abraham's name held so much weight that the Most High used it to validate who he was.
Hallelujah.
So let me ask you a question. Can Elohim use your name to validate who he is to someone?
Hallelujah.
If he come and say, yo, I'm the Elohim of Just. Oh, word? You that Elohim? Hi, deuces. Or will they be humble? Will they have respect? Because the way you carry that Elohim's name, or not Elohim's name, Yahuwah's name. Remember, if you're walking out here claiming to have Elohim's name on you, you better carry it right. We just taught a lesson in Houston Rebirth a few weeks ago. There's no right way to do a wrong thing. And we talked about the Ark of the Covenant, how David brought it in with good intentions, but the wrong way. And so much that it cost somebody else their life. We have to watch how we carry in the Most High, because if we're not careful, we can cause somebody to lose their life. Whenever you are carrying the Most High, there are always others around. Uzzah was the man that reached out to help the ark from stumbling. And the Most High killed him. Wow. Most High said, first of all, I don't need your help. Second of all, I should have carried this thing in right. Third of all, I gave y'all instructions on how to do it. But since y'all want to do it your own way, boom, you're dead. So whenever you're carrying the Most High, there are always others. What are others? People that's watching you. People that will follow you without even questioning you. Uzzah followed David without even questioning. Yo, this what you want, David? All right, bet, let's do it. Boom, 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 boom. Cost him his life. Your children are following you without questioning. And because you carry the Ruach the wrong way, it may cost somebody something. So be careful, Israel, on how we do this thing. Carry the name of the Most High with respect, with integrity. You can still have fun and still keep those two things in line. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
With respect, integrity, with righteousness, with holiness. Say holiness. Holiness. Because we're children in these tabernacles. So not only are we going to keep SUKKOT now, we're going to keep SUKKOT. They kept it in the past. Keeping it now, we're going to keep it in the future, and we're going to keep it each day as we dwell in these temporary dwellings. And we're going to apply these principles that we learn here in our everyday life to help one another. Before the two sticks can become one, let the one stick become one. It's time. Now is the time, Israel. We got to get it together. We can't just keep coming to a teaching each week. We're just keep repeating the cycle and nothing is changing in our life. We have, if you keep doing that and you keep coming, you keep getting teaching, you have a form of godliness, but the power is not there.
Hallelujah.
It's now time to show the power of the Most High.
Yes.
You showed the knowledge. You showed the wisdom. Are we going to start showing the power? Are we going to start, people going to start being healed?
Yes.
Yeah, that still happens. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Because Elohim is the same yesterday, today, and forever. He never changes. So it's time, Israel. So, let me wrap it up with what I can.